The summer is typically my busy time, but I'm not sure I've ever encountered a time that's been this chaotic and packed with travel. Don't get me wrong, I love my life and I'm thrilled with the opportunities, but even by my standards, it's been pretty non-stop going from place to place. While on a training run on the 4th of July, I share a bit about what's going on in the lives of both Hilary and I, including a special announcement coming at the end of the video. Let's catch up, shall we? So we are here in lovely Mammoth Lakes, California. Hilary has Bigfoot coming up, but before that we are embarking on a trip on the Via 1 in the Dolomites, which I'm super looking forward to. And before that, on our way to Wales next week. And just wanted to take this opportunity to catch people up on what we've been up to. It's been crazy spring, crazy start to the summer, and there hasn't been a lot of time for this, unfortunately. But as I seem to always do, we're gonna cram. So here we go. What better place to do it than in Mammoth? So all the craziness started right around Memorial Day weekend. That's late May to you non-American folks. We went up there for Western States training camp, where I had some content to film for the race day broadcast at Western States. And then pretty much, when was it? Sunday, it was quick in and out, flew back home, packed up, jumped on a plane to Mongolia.
From Ogi, it's just gonna get more and more remote and adventurous.
Okay, so this is the last plane we're gonna get on before we get to a small town of Ogi. Oh, how cool is that? That's all right.
An incredibly amazing one-of-one type place. Totally wild. Just absolutely stunning. But it was work, it was a work trip for Janji, and we had to be on the whole time. Both Hilary and I flew out there. She as a photographer, me as a videographer, and it was awesome in so many ways, but it was also exhausting, as you could imagine. If you're just carrying heavy packs, you're filming just around the clock, and it was an adventure in so many different ways. And then by that time, we were fairly spent, but I think shortly thereafter, we had to fly to Vancouver for Hilary's best friend's wedding. And spent a few days there for the wedding, reacquainting with family, and then flying back. And before you knew it, it was Western States week. And of course, we definitely had to be on, and it was a lot of prep to kind of onboard the new production crew at Mountain Outpost. A lot of new changes, mostly exciting. We had a absolutely historic race, both on the men and the women's side, so that was super exciting to be a part of. It had its own fair challenge when so many people finishing like boom, 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 one after another. I'm not gonna say I didn't drop the ball at one point. Those of you guys who watched the broadcast saw the kind of cluster F that was M1 through 3, but otherwise it was a pretty good broadcast. I'm proud of what we were able to execute this year, and I am my own harshest critic, so I definitely aim to improve in so many facets. It's just exciting, the opportunities and possibilities that lie in front of us. So I'm going to focus on the good, and Jamil and his team, my boy Ethan Vosberg, they're just total pros, and it was a fun weekend overall. So we're here for a few days, and then next week we'll be flying out to Wales for the Love Trails Festival, which is 4,000 people, just one of one with music and movies and trail running. And both Hilary and I are in some way giving presentation talks. That's gonna be super fun, although both of us are massively bummed to be missing Hard Rock for the first time in a few years, COVID year notwithstanding. But hey, we're gonna be in southern Wales in a beautiful part of the world. And then that's gonna dovetail nicely into a few days in Scotland. Visit the Lake District, Isle of Skye, and just travel there for a few days before we get back on the plane and head towards Venice. Then we're gonna crest the ridge up here. Beautiful vista point.
Woo.
What do you think, babe?
Oh my God, that's so pretty up here.
Gonna wind our way up along that little ridge line there. What are we getting here?
It smells like a mix of like my grandma's sock drawer mixed with a really nice spa. It's like this lavender soapy like floral smell, but honestly the air is like scented. It's really crazy. I don't think I've ever smelled anything that like pretty in the Alpine before. It's crazy, like it's really strong.
So Venice, Italy. We get exactly one night in Italy before we take a bus to Cortina. And on July 20th, I will once again be working with Vagabond Trails, this time in the Dolomites. Probably at the top of my bucket list shortly after TMB last year. Now that that's been checked off, Dolomites, we get to check that one off at the Alta Via one for 6 glorious days. We have, I know what is going to already be an amazing group of people, and we're just gonna run Refugio to Refugio, eating some amazing Italian food along the way, and just can't wait to meet and bond with a dozen plus of future close pals. And then, what else do we have after that? We're gonna road trip with Charlie Salami in early August for Hilary's big race, the Bigfoot 200. That is her big race on the calendar. I will be crew support and pacer, and that is like the big adventure in August. After that, we're gonna continue our road trip up north to Canada, where we're gonna spend at least a couple of weeks with Hilary's family in Vancouver again. And Charlie Salami gets to make his first international trip to Canada and meet the rest of the fam, which we're all excited about. And then from there, in late August, a week before UTMB week, I am flying out for round 2 of the TMB with a different group of dozen or so folks to do the TMB again with Vagabond Trails. And then I think the tentative plan for now is to go and hang out for UTMB week. Hang out a bit, it's quite nice. Then we'll skip jumping in today. Let's continue on. So after we fly back from UTMB, we're gonna fly back to YVR in Vancouver and see the family again on Hilary's side before we road trip back down with Charlie Salami to California. Very, very jam-packed summer planned. Trying to find our way. Is this a trail? Super excited about all of it. It's gonna be fun, right?
Yeah,
That's what I'm telling myself. Oh, here we go. Here's a trail. So we're supposed to start back here somewhere. How beautiful are these in Sierra? Oh. Continuing on our loop as we descend back down to where we started. Behind me is beautiful Duck Lake. We're gonna go up and over Duck Pass and then descend down to where we all started to create a big loop. Kind of tease an announcement, and I guess what I wanted to do is take this moment to tell you about Path projects. As many of you guys know, I've been working with Path for a number of years, since about 2018, working on a number of their brand videos. We did several collab projects. I've always loved their attention to detail, the quality of fabric that they use, and their cool kind of minimalist aesthetic always aligned with what I value in a clothing brand. With Path, I can run in gear that both excels and meets all the demands that mountain running and ultra running brings, but also really looks good in a post-run environment back in the city. So I guess what I wanted to do is take this moment to tell you about an exciting official partnership with Path Projects. And so what exactly does that mean? Well, not a whole lot is changing. I will continue to do some collab pieces, do some more community-focused events, but I also plan on having a little more input in product design, gear testing, and produce more video projects with them and hopefully help usher in more of what you guys want out there in the ultra and trail community. So yeah, really excited about it. Happy to move forward with them. And that's the announcement. Let's continue our run and get this run finished.